35192 to send me a text. AlanCoxShow.com to watch. Thanks again to Gerbader Sadidi or whoever it was. It was Kuffler Norgidor. Did I do it right that time?
Norgidor, yeah.
Norgidor, Kuffler Norgidor. Thank you very much. Your Cleveland Guardians got one over on the Minnesota Twins last night. It took them 11 innings. But they won 6-5 at Target Field, and they're hoping to do it again tonight. 7:40 is your start here on WMMS. Second of 3, they'll end that series tomorrow afternoon. The afternooner on WTAM 1100, of course. But tonight, MMS and the iHeartRadio app for Guardians baseball on WMMS. How you like that? Hey,
good, very good.
Smitty.
Yes, sir.
We don't get enough Smitties around this joint.
I like that we get one Smitty.
Yeah,
I mean, you can muck it up with a bunch of Smitties. I want one Smitty, and we got him.
We don't need a bunch of pretenders to the throne. What's up, Smitty?
You got me, Alan, Bill. Hate the show.
Thank you.
I got the last end of the last segment. You guys were talking about having kids, and I heard you say something about people saying whatever. Real quick, I was engaged to my wife for a very long time. And she started telling me she wants to have kids, let's get married, let's set a date when I have kids. And I said, well, we don't have to be married to have kids. I mean, we can have a kid if you want to have a kid. And she took that to heart and stopped taking her
birth control.
Pill. Yes, her birth control. And 2 weeks later, we were pregnant.
So she took your agreement in that part of the conversation to pull the goalie.
Pull the goalie. I didn't even know it.
I see.
Was never told, but she was taking birth control for a long time. And I'm thinking after 2 weeks, and we got pregnant, and I'm like, I got, listening to you, I got super sperm like you, man.
Yep.
So...
Are you challenging him to a sperm off?
Alan Cox, super sperm.
Yeah, you don't know who you're messing with here, Smitty. It's going to be Smitty and Spermy over here.
There you go.
Yeah.
I just wanted to share that with you. And, we ended up getting married. And right after my daughter was born, the first one, we got married that October. She was born in May. And then we have another daughter. But it all worked out in the end. But she just took that literally.
Sure.
We've been out.
Yeah. Well, at least you were headed that way anyway. It just happened a little sooner than you thought.
Unexpected.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
That's right. All right. Thank you, Smitty.
Thanks, guys.
Could I be pregonate? How do I know if I'm prengan? What is the best time to sex to become pregnant?
Uh-huh.
Mary sent us some Vine or Vine.
Wow. That's so 2013 of you.
A TikTok.
Yeah. Bill just hopped in his time machine and
singing those words, basically. And she thinks it was that did not hit me as funny as she thought it was.
What's that?
The TikTok of, they made it into like an R&B song. It was singing pregnant and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see. I saw it on YouTube before she sent it to us.
Yeah.
And it's been around so long that when people do things with it, I'm like, okay, that's fine.
I like this version. So anything that's like a variation of this, it doesn't hit as hard as this version of just them reading it kind of, just basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get the idea of it being funny, making it, am I pregnant into like an R&B song? It just didn't hit the same way. But Mary thought it was very funny.
Alan Cox Show After Hours line. You can always leave us voicemails there. Just because there's a new talkback button on the app doesn't mean that you can't leave voicemails. You can do whatever you want. 216-986-8903 is that number.
Hey, Alan. Sorry for your loss. Glad to have you back on the air. I was just wondering, in his final days, were you compelled to tell your dad that the crabapple Tufts from years gone by were a fictitious entity? It's been tearing me up. Hate the show.
It's been tearing me up. I have heard this from a number of people. They want to know if I came clean to my dad in his dying days and hours about the crabapple tufts. For people who are new to the show, I've told the story on a couple of occasions over the years that when I was a teenager, I was 16, my middle brother was 15 years old, and one of my dad's work friends, he and his wife, were going on an Alaskan cruise, and they were going to be gone for a month. And he comes to my brother and I and says, will you house sit for us? And they had animals. They were really kind of in the middle of nowhere, out in the sticks, and they had this house, and they had a bunch of animals. They had ostriches, they had horses, they had dogs and cats. And the plan is that for the 30 days, he would pay my brother and I $1,000 apiece. It was good money when you're 16 years old.
Really good money.
Huge money, right? He's going to pay
Especially back then.
Oh my God!
When you
In the
get nickel
1800s,
candy.
yeah. I said, "Do you know how many phone calls I'm going to be able to make at payphones with this?" So, I said, "This will buy me a new stick and hoop." And so we would go there in the daytime to feed the animals, and we would spend every night there. And it was a huge, huge yard in front of this house, and my brother and I were throwing apples. Crab apples had fallen from this tree. We were throwing them over the house.
As kids would do back in those days.
As kids might do, right? We're looking for whatever we can pick up in kicks. So we go out throwing. Well, I don't clear the house on one of them, and it goes through an upstairs window. It breaks the outside. It was like a double pane window. It didn't go all the way into the room. It shattered the glass on the outside of the window. And so, of course, I'm terrified. Because how am I going to tell my dad that I was doing something so stupid? I'm not athletically inclined. I think I'm going to keep, these are tiny apples. I'm clearing them with ease over the house.
And then that one gets away from you. And
I got too cocky. Got too cocky.
It's over.
It's all over. So I'm thinking, how am I going to tell my dad? Because this is not only going to be, bad news. My dad's going to be on the hook for a new window at his friend's house. I didn't want him to be embarrassed that his dopey sons were screwing around when they should have just been doing what they were being paid to do. My dad wouldn't be on the hook. That money it would come out of my money.
Maybe that's who actually broke my shower door, was one of those crabapple tufts.
So we told my brother and I, it was only one other person, we got our story straight and told my dad that some kids, some ne'er-do-wells, here on the show I've called them crabapple tufts. That's not how I described them to my dad, but some ne'er-do-wells were just so tempted by those apples that they were throwing them.
Man, that would have been
I laid it on, boy. I thought, but hey, maybe, what do I know? Maybe this guy, maybe they have a vendetta against this guy.
That might have been a really good name when, instead of going to Guardians, there's the crabapple tufts. The Cleveland crabapple tufts.
We are live from Target Field, where tonight the Twins will take on the crabapple tufts of Cleveland, Ohio. So, I'm like, maybe the guy we're house sitting for, we didn't know that much about him. We met him a couple times. One of my dad's friends, a work colleague, nice enough to offer us this money for a month's work. I didn't want to disappoint anybody. So I had to concoct a story that these ne'er-do-wells, these hooligans, had come out and just started,
And you bought it because you were a trustworthy kid.
You
never told a lie like that.
As for the who and the why and the whatever, those were kind of pushed into the background.
That's how you tell a good lie.
But I said maybe, because you don't want to overload it with details, because then it's just more, it's going to trip you up upon cross-examination. And this was halfway through their cruise. So that window, you best believe I straightened up and flew right after that for the remainder of the month. But upon their return, we had to tell them, hey, some kids were out here. Do you ever get kids out here? Do you ever get kids driving by doing stuff? And of course, if you live in the sticks,
kids are around.
You know how kids are.
You know how kids exist.
They get their license, first license, They're out joyriding.
Looking for crab apples. And somewhere to throw them.
We had to play it up like we were terrified. Mm-hmm. These kids, I think that I might have thrown the word vendetta in there. I said, do you guys have, that you know of, do you have any blood feuds with local toughs? And they were looking at me like, no, we'll fix the window. I go, okay. And that was the end of it. But it's funny because I've had a number of people ask me, did you come clean with your dad before he passed about the crabapple toughs?
So was the money that you were...
did not.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why. It didn't occur to me, and I don't know that he would have understood me had I told him at that story.
Well, you should tell your mom then. At the very least. I'll just send her this segment.
Please do. No, my mom just got their dog back. Their dog, the Chihuahua, had been staying with my sister this whole time. So the dog gets back, has no idea what's going on, because now it's just my mom.
It's all confused.
Yeah, the dog's all confused.
Probably like running down the hallways looking for him. Like,
yep, that's right.
That's some sad stuff.
Sleeps on the bed. Yeah.
I wonder what it takes, because dogs soon realize what morning is, and I wonder like how long it takes to register that someone has died for them.
I don't know. I mean, I think a Chihuahua has a brain the size of a filbert, so I don't know what,
What's a filbert?
It's a nut.
Oh.
It's a legume.
I knew you said filbert. I'm like, well, you use filbert.
I was thinking
Poundcakes. I just saw his eyes go.
I was thinking of the guy with the little crooked tie. Is that Dilbert?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
He has the brain the size of a dilbert.
That's right. Uh-huh. That's right.
It's a nut.
I think a filbert is the same as a hazelnut. But I think filbert is a funnier name for a nut.
Okay.
In this context.
I agree.
Right? Am I right, Bill? Hazelnut's not as funny as filbert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because hazelnut is so associated with coffee creamers now. All the jokes about it are just
okay.
Blech.
There you go.
But a filbert.
Anyway,
it's a nut with a first name.
Yeah. And if you think about it, it's conceivable that you could have had a long-lost family relative with that name, the whole thing. You could have an Aunt Hazel, but an Uncle Filbert.
We're often asked, is it a filbert or a hazelnut? There's truly no wrong answer. Filbert is the correct name for both the tree and nut.
Oh, so a hazelnut comes from a filbert tree. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. Anywho, I don't know how bright their dog is. It's sweet. It's nice. It's a Chihuahua, right? Nice little dog. I don't know how bright it is.
What's that thing that
they
Chihuahuas
clearly
say in commercials?
Tea kettle Taco Bell.
Tea kettle Taco Bell. That's right.
That's what I want for my birthday, my 30th birthday coming
Taco
up.
Bell?
No. I want a tea kettle, and it has a Chihuahua on it. So when people ask, they're like, why does that tea kettle have a Chihuahua on it? I said, it's my tea kettle Taco Bell.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
I didn't realize there was all that build up to that, but
that was a lot from now.
Yeah, that's your money shot. That's what I get for playing.
That was a phenomenon in the 90s.
It really was, on T-shirts and posters.
What a dumb time.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Mm-hmm.
90s commercials were wild, though. Do you remember Capri Sun commercials where the kids turned into Terminators, basically? They, turned into, silver puddles. And they're like, let's go play basketball.
Wait,
Drink
what
this
it was?
It was Capri. It was called Liquid Cool. Capri Sun Liquid Cool.
I remember that.
Yeah. Because they were taking advantage of what was brand new technology from that Terminator movie. Yeah, and kids were playing basketball and they turned into silver puddles. Mm-hmm. Liquid Cool. Yeah. Capri Sun. Boy, there's a product I can't believe is still around, by the way.
I love them. I love Capri Suns.
But I'm just surprised they're still around.
Why? It's like
I don't know why.
Jammer.
There's no reason for them not to be. I don't know why. I'm surprised.
There's no reason for them not to be. I'm just surprised they are.
Yeah.
You have no reason not to be
alive.
alive.
It's like my whole career. I can't believe I'm still around.
I can't believe you're still a thing.
Yeah, I can't believe that I still do this.
There was like a CGI mascot that was like a spazzed out. I think it was for a cereal or something, and it would just speak in gibberish. But it was just trying to, I think trying to steal the cereal. I can't even remember what it was.
Trying to steal the cereal.
I don't know what it was, but it was just.
It was a CGI face?
It was like a head with legs.
I am drawing
Try
a
gibberish
I
cereal.
love cereal.
Delicious.
I have no idea what you're talking
Crazy 90 mascot. 90s. Cereal.
Crazy 90s cereal gibberish.
Mascot.
That'll show up.
Boom. I found it immediately.
What is it?
What is this? It is
Sprinkle Sprangles? Mr. T cereal?
the Honeycombs mascot at one point.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, what is this thing?
You said you found it.
I did, but
Oh.
I'm still
He doesn't know what cereal it's
Crazy
for.
Craven, that's what it was.
Crazy Craven?
Yeah.
C-R-A-V-I-N or E-N?
V-I-N.
Crazy Craven.
C-R-A-V-I-N.
Up, right, up, right, down, right.
This, wait, that doesn't look like that's a 16
Oh my God,
minute.
that looks so creepy.
Right. Do you remember that thing? Crazy
No.
Craven.
Oh, I see. It's like a face with teeth. Is that what-
because it's the kids would get this craving and they'd become this monster.
So it was like,
It's
you're not you when
basically-
you're hungry. It's a
yeah,
Snickers.
Right, no, but it's more like, hey, you know how when you get that craving, you just become a monster.
Oh my God.
This is a commercial telling kids, act like a monster until your parents give you what you want.
Yeah, I can see it now. Honeycomb is so sweet and crunchy like toasted honey. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is the subtext, isn't it?
Yeah.
Be a monster until your parents give you what you want. That's funny.
Oh God, that's awful.
I don't remember that at all.
I don't remember it either.
That was one of those things where I was not sure if it was a real thing or what's the Mandela effect?
Yeah, if
But
it was a
there
fever
it
dream
is.
you had or if it was an actual thing. I'm going to take a break here. If you want to get the last word in, send me a text, 35192. Guardians game tonight, 7:40 is the second of three against the Twins in Minneapolis. And we'll be back.
Stay